Gold and platinum albums, decades of hit songs, and more in the making, because they said they're not quitting until the Rolling Stones do, and that's with a 20-year heads up. I'm joined today by 5440's Dave Genn, lead guitarist, backup vocals. Dave, how's it going today?
Hi, Dana. Best day ever.
Isn't that what the other guys in the band say about your vodka surprise every time you make it for them?
They say it's the best one ever.
The best one yet? It's better than yesterday's?
I like to think that I keep improving in my bartending skills as I reach a more advanced age.
Okay, so what's the tradition of this? I've just heard that you make this vodka surprise. What goes in it, and what time of day are you guys drinking this?
We developed a habit a couple decades ago as we started to age and started to feel our age a little bit and started to get tired when we were out on the road playing every night with drives in between. And we realized that we needed a little pick-me-up tradition before we went on stage.
Okay.
So exactly half an hour before we hit the stage, I make vodka surprises for every member of the band. The surprise comes if you have more than one. And oftentimes we might just have a couple of sips, or we might drown in the whole thing. The idea is to get in the mood for rocking.
Yeah.
So a vodka surprise there's nothing special. It contains a mixing drink on the side of the can that says "Do not mix with alcohol." So that's the first thing we do. We take some Red Bull and a generous heap of vodka, a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of soda. Mix it all up in a big red Solo cup. We give a toast to the show at that point.
And you have 11 Ontario dates that are starting January 22nd. So going through Ontario, but then you're hitting up some other provinces, heading back west. But then you've got festival season. You already have some of those on your site listed, and you've got quite a bit of mixing to do coming up.
A lot of vodka surprises in my future.
Yep. And so you were saying you were feeling your age, and this band, 5440, has been performing over the course of 40 years and recording and just touring all over the place. Somewhere in the soundtrack of our life, everybody's got to have a 5440 song, or 10. All the songs on the latest album, those are stories of the band and things that have happened with the band. The album's called Westcoast Band. But these are things that have happened to you guys collectively. Like, there's one about these drinks that you make. There's one about food at a restaurant, a crazy person coming into the dressing room. It's pretty neat to listen to. It's like instead of writing a book about what happens to the band.
Yes, it's an autobiographical record that contains no figurative speech and no metaphor, no analogy. It's all literal stories about the band. There's a song about each member of the band, and then there's songs that are about the experience of the band as well. It's sort of an inside look at our inside jokes and the vernacular of the band, the language of the band. All bands have culture, and this record is about our culture. And the gestation of the record was at the beginning of the COVID lockdown. We discovered this thing. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Zoom. And you look at the computer and you see the other guys in the band. Yeah. So in order to maintain a band when gigs went away, we started having weekly Zoom meetings, which we still do actually post-COVID. So we started having these weekly band meetings. And of course, there was nothing to talk about because there was no shows coming up and we couldn't get together to record. So we just started telling stories about the old days. And these stories turned into this light bulb above Neil's head that he would write a record about these stories. So this is very much our COVID record. It's weird in the way that COVID records are weird in its subject matter and also in the way it was recorded, which was very isolated from each other to begin with before we came together to finish it off. And as a result, it's a very, very interesting, very, very fun record. And it's in a lot of ways, it's a gift to our fans because it just sort of lets them in on inside culture of the band.
For these live shows that are coming up, and we're going to be seeing you in Chatham at the Capitol Theatre Thursday, January 30th. Are we going to hear a lot of songs off this album?
Yes, it's a 2-set show. And the first set, we are going to spend a portion of it visiting the new record and touching on a few songs, most importantly, the songs that are about each member of the band. Then in the second set, we'll be slinging the hits for the fans and all the songs that you know and love.
But you guys have such a catalog. How do you pick what you're going to play?
No, that's a good question. So I'm the new guy in the band. I've only been in the band 21 years.
Just 21?
is 21 and I'm the new guy.
Some bands don't even last 21 years or a decade.
Most bands don't last 6 years.
Right.
When I came into the band, as a fan. I mean, I'd grown up with 5440, one of my favorite bands at high school. I was really living the dream by joining the band and becoming a collaborating member of this band that I've held in such high regard since being a teenager. And after I'd been in the band for a few years, I said to the guys, you should let me write the set lists. And they were like, why would we let you do that? I said, because I'm a fan first.
Right.
And so I've been writing the set lists for, 16, 17 years or so. So to answer your question, how do you choose? There's a balance. I mean, we play different sets for different environments. You know, a festival summer set is much different than a theater show that you guys are going to be seeing in a couple of weeks. Theater show is more intimate. There's more talking. There's more storytelling. We'll play acoustically for some of it while still giving the fans the songs that they know and love. Whereas when we're playing a festival set outside on a big stage with a bunch of bands, you know, we're going to be playing our rockingest, most popular songs all in a row. The other thing that you have to factor in when you're writing a set is to keep the band challenged and interested. Us five on stage. Some of these songs are 40 years old.
So do you surprise the guys with like a B-side from 1984 once in a while?
We do deep cuts that come in and out of the set.
Okay.
We make new records every few years, and we perform songs from the new records. That is very challenging to work new stuff into the set. And what's most important is that we don't get bored with ourselves.
Right.
You know, playing songs that you've been playing for 20, 30, 40 years.
Groundhog Day.
It's possible to, go into autopilot and not be as engaged as maybe you should be when you're performing in front of people who have paid money to see you. So in order to keep us engaged and interested and present, I put surprises in the set. So those are deep cuts or new songs.
How close to the show do you make the set list for that show?
Usually right after sound check. So we'll sound check, and I'll talk to the guys about how they're feeling that day, what they want to do, what kind of shape our voices are in, what type of energy we have, and then I'll write the set list right after sound check.
I'm glad that I get to talk to you, the set list maker and drink maker. You have many talents.
I have I call them responsibilities. They're not necessarily talents.
Right. Well, there is so much that this band has gone through just with time. From politics to changing in music. Like, this band has seen cassette tapes, CDs, lived through the invention of the internet when Napster came in. And then, so you guys are new alternative modern rock with the stuff you're pumping out now, but you're also classic rock. Mm-hmm. It's such a feat. And it's so cool that we get to see you live still. So thanks for touring, and thanks for making those drinks that keeps everybody awake.
Well, thank you very much for recognizing that, Dana. I appreciate it.
And are you talking to me from Vancouver?
I am. I'm in rainy Vancouver.
Oh, is it raining there? Well, we've got -11, and it's ice here, so...
I'm going to make my way to the winter jacket store tomorrow and get all bundled up.
Get your snow pants out.
There's no rock and roll in snow pants.
No, there isn't. But you don't have to tell them you're a rock and roller when you're at the hill.
I can't picture Keith Richards in snow pants, so...
That's an awesome mental image, though. And thanks for taking the time with me, Dave. We can't wait to see you in Chatham on January 30th. And good luck with the whole tour.
Thanks very much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you guys.